Hello, everyone. Today is an exciting day for me. Finally got my HDS 12 and the AT2 system, a live sonar. At first I purchased the AT1 and I got suckered into the AT2, so might as well upgrade all at one time so I don't have to mess around with it later. It's all here. I got the boat all ready, prepped. Got most of the stuff, not everything, but this is the part where it's exciting for me is I get to tinker for a couple of days. So figuring out how I want to place things and the wiring and making brackets and mounts and all the good stuff. That's where I come and play, and I love to do that. It's one of my enjoyment. So I can't wait. I'm going to show you what I have so far here and how I'm going to rig it up, and we'll move forward from there, and I'll show you the rest of the stuff. Okay, check it out. All right, here you go. This is my setup that I just purchased. My HDS 12. Didn't go with the Pro, but it's all right. This is good enough for me. And here is what everything it comes with. The 3-in-1, the bracket, 2 bags of hardware, manual. You know, that's about it. And these 2 knobs right here comes with it. It comes with some stickers too. And then this tie, I got the AT2 active. And I'm probably going to be using this one because I got the pole setup that I'm going to use. This I'm probably going to put away. These are all the harness that it comes with, the manual, the hardware. And as you can see, all the seats are out of my boat, making room, clearing everything out. I'm going to have to start pulling out panels again. And as far as my HDS, it's going to be mounted right here because I fish at the back of the boat most of the time. I troll a lot, you know, and we're probably going to fish this corner a lot too because this is where we're going to look for a crappie, hopefully. But anyways, I chose this mount because this boat, when I bought it, it came with an extra seat, which I never use. It's all bagged up in the storage, but I pull it out and I figure, you know what? I'm going to use this because I can swivel it. Look at that. Now all I got to do is build a base that attached onto this. I'm probably going to use aluminum because it's a little lighter. And then this is going to mount onto that aluminum bracket. And that's it. And I can swivel this back and forth. My battery's right there, right here. So it's going to be good. And this is what I chose with. I went with cheapy because you know what? I spent a lot of money already. So I can't afford to spend another 200, 300 bucks for a mount. So this is a bicycle mount that I saw some YouTuber use. I bought it. And because the base of this is so thin, you're talking about 1/16 thick metal right here, huh? It's not very, very rigid. So I got this aluminum plate. It's probably like maybe 3/8 thick. I'm going to bolt this aluminum plate into the floorboard of this wooden floorboard. Then I'm going to mount these onto it. So it just gives it more stability. And it's going to sit just like that. Just like in the YouTuber, using a couple of YouTubers using this, and it's cheap. It is really cheap too because, I mean, all these hardware and stuff, I might have to, you know, put some better stuff on there. It's just not very sturdy, but hopefully it'll work. And the poles that I got here you go. This is 1.25 inches that's going to sit and lock into that arm right there, and then the 1-inch pipe is going to slide right in there. These are going to be my handles and my pointer. You know, should work. We'll see. It doesn't cost anything. It costs less than 50 bucks. So can't go wrong. If it doesn't work, I can always dispose it or use it for my garden. So, you know, it's a win-win situation. And I mean, if this thing doesn't work, I always can use it to mount my bike because I do have bicycles, and I even have this thing right here. So it's a win-win situation. So let's rock and roll and get started. Here's my old setup over here, which I'm still going to use, you know, when I'm trolling down the bank and I need a size scan and look for a fish. That's what I'm going to use. And most of the time, I'm probably going to use map on that one. But yeah, let's get started. I can't wait. Later, guys. I'll see you when I start working. All right. So here's my my mock-up setup. I spent a whole day. I use this mount and some PVC pipe. Set my transducer like that. My unit's just there. Wired everything up. So keep in mind this is just a mock-up. I'm not finished yet, so I decided to mount the AT2 right here. Put a switch to turn it on and off. I tap this switch into the yellow wire of the HDS unit back here, so I can turn that switch off when I want to, or once I power this one, that AT2 will shut off. So I wired everything. This is just a mock-up. I wired everything, took it out to the lake yesterday, and just to make sure everything worked, and it did. Wow, this was amazing. I mean, I can see the fish swimming around and everything. But however, I put it to the test. This mount is no good. I'm not going with this one. It's a fail. And the reason why it's a fail because it's so cheap that it's really cheaply made with these mounting points. You know, when I even upgraded these knobs, but it still didn't work because these mounting points are just so weak. When it's in the water deployed, if the boat move around a little bit, this thing will swivel back and forth, and the transducer is just all over the place. So I'm going to remake this pole mount for this unit, utilizing the Minn Kota transom mount. So the idea is I'm going to build a bracket that's going to bolt onto the VersaTrack, and I'm going to build another mounting point that mounts this on there. So the whole idea is that I'm going to be able to deploy this and then swing this over so it can position onto my boat, so I can mount it, and when I need to go somewhere or drive around, I can pivot that around. So the project's gonna start today. I got all the material. I bought this. It was like $20-some. I got the pole also, a 54-inch pole. It's coming in, not here yet, but meanwhile, I'm gonna start making the mounting system on this, and also today I'm gonna make a bracket for this, so it sits really nice. Okay, all right, get back to work. Right, so here's first project right here, utilizing my seat posts. I bought this piece right here. It's about a 1/4 inch thick. It's aluminum. It's going to be, ideally it's going to be mounted like this. So, but first I'm going to drill 4 holes. All right, using these countersunk M8 bolts. I'm going to bolt it down. I'm going to countersunk it 4 corner. It's going to bolt it right there. So this plate, let's see. So this plate will be bolt on to here. And I'm probably going to cut it to shape because I don't want all this meat on here. Okay, and then I want to mount this mount on top of it, and probably going to run 4 bolts, maybe 6, threaded to this aluminum piece, and just bolt it straight down. So that's what we're going to look at right here. So this is going to be the first project. So I'm going to start cutting right now, mocking up. All right, here's my half-ass template that I just drew out. So basically, this hole, that one's going to be M8 bolt drilled out to mount into my posts here. Right, you see that? Here and here. It's going to be countersunk M8 hole, so I can bolt this onto this plate. Okay, and so I decided to avoid too many corners, I'm going to cut it at an angle here, here, and here. So this mount right here is going to bolt onto here. And I believe I have all the hole laid out. You see that? So this is going to bolt on top of it. Okay. So I got this. I'm going to mount. These are going to be the mounting holes. You can see it right there. There you go. I'm going to start cutting. All right. All the 4 holes. All the holes are drilled out. 4 holes for the seat posts. Drill it out to M8. I'm going to be using M8 hardware. So there you go. Perfectly all aligned. I'm going to run some countersunk. Keep it at flush. Then over here, gimbal mount over here. Let me see who's lined up. Okay, hopefully it's all lined up. Yep, look, see? 2 here, 2 there, 1 on each side. Okay, so now we're gonna cut the rest of the material out. countersunk this side, and then we're done. All right, look at the piece now. It's all cut out. There you go. This is what we're looking at. This is the front of the mount. These 4 bolts are going to bolt onto the seat post. These 6 bolts are going to bolt onto the gimbal mount. So I'm going to clean it up and ready for install. So here you have it, guys. The plate is done, nice and clean. So to take off all these pieces, I use this cutter. Make sure it's says masonry, maybe, I don't know what it says right there. But this kind of cutter is used to cut aluminum, as you can see right there. So I use this one to make my cut. I use this thicker one to clean up the edges, and then I use this 80 grit right here to brush it off, all the flaws, and then this older one to make it smooth. So this is Makita right here, grinder that I use. So let me show you what this piece looks like. I round off all the edges. Okay, countersunk all the holes. Okay, right there. Okay, it's Humpty Dumpty countersunk, but it'll work. Right, so let me put them together and you'll see what it looks like. All right, this plate is done. As you can see, 4 countersunk on this plate, bolted to the seat post. I'm going to be using nylon crush washer, all stainless steel. These are just mock-up bolts, so don't mind the ugliness. These are M10s. I have 2 more that are going to here and here, so 6 total onto the mount. Bolted on the back side, as you can see. I'm going to be using all nylon, so I don't have to worry about these things coming loose as I'm driving. Well, there you go, guys. Ready for paint and install. But up next, we're going to do another mounting system for the transducer live scope pole mount. So we'll be doing that next. Stay tuned. We'll be seeing that done very soon.